Tech money is like blood money. Wow. We wish that we're through. Hi everyone, my name is Chika and this is Simple Sanskrit. So I asked my friends and followers on social media common assumptions that people have about tech and tech careers. And the first response was that tech jobs require coding. While this is not entirely true because there are a lot of non-coding tech jobs. Jobs like tech sales, tech marketing, tech recruitment, UI UX. These are tech jobs that do not require coding. And I have a post about this on my blog centersandscripts.com. So you should read up on them because I have resources that you can use. That I've listed resources that you can use to start up your inquiry if you're interested in getting into any of these non-technical jobs. It would be especially useful to people with non-technical backgrounds. And the second response I got is that tech money is like blood money. Wow. We wish that we're through. I'm sure a lot of people will be rushing into tech for the blood money. And then the third was that this person said, I believed it would be very easy because you'll be working from home. Like, working from home does not mean that your job is easy. I mean, virtual assistants work from home. That's why they're called virtual assistants. They work virtually. That does not mean that their job is easy or easier than those that work from office. The only thing that has changed is the location of where you're working from. Your job description still remains the same. Then another response is that tech is the easiest career just because they work from. I think it's the same as if the one I just mentioned ago. And then somebody said Oyibo will give you a job once you complete a course related to tech. It will. I think what this means is that people think that completing a certification online will guarantee you a dollar paying job. Like you don't have to hustle for local jobs. But that is not true. Not everybody is going to get a remote work where they will be paid in dollars. There are a lot of local companies looking for talent. And if these dollar paying jobs are not exactly coming your way, you might actually want to consider starting from the local side. It might greatly increase your chances. I mean, if you're working or if you're looking for remote jobs, you are competing on a global scale, and the talent pool is really big on a global scale when you're comparing to the local talent pool. I think you'll have a better chance working or applying to jobs locally. Maybe that will help you kickstart your career, especially if you're applying for entry level positions. Then the fourth response I got is that I heard that all you need was a laptop. I've had a laptop for a year now. Well, a lot of us have laptops. And funny enough, some of these courses don't actually require laptops unless you're doing something that requires a sandbox or just something more technical. If the courses that you need to take are things that don't require any practical aspect, I think you can just study with your phone. And a lot of people work with their phone too, although having a laptop makes life easy. But having a laptop does not guarantee anything. I mean, there are people that make a lot of money from just their phone. Having a laptop does not mean anything. This is just the first part of the responses I got before I started shooting this video. Then I asked Bing and ChatGPT common assumptions people have about tech or tech careers, and these are the results I got. That tech careers require advanced technical skills. I think I've already talked about this. Then tech careers offer high salaries and lucrative opportunities. Yes, they do when you're comparing them to the other jobs at each level. I mean, if you're comparing it to local jobs, an entry level bank graduate trainee might not necessarily be earning what an entry level tech person will be earning in the same location, because tech talents are more rare than the general populace has to offer. But if you're not comparing it to people that are working remotely and earning in dollars, yes, it's very lucrative. And the lucrativeness is based on which tech skills you have. I mean, somebody that has maybe a DevOps cloud engineering skill will not be earning the same thing as somebody with a UI UX design skill. So when you're making your research about tech, you should also consider which skills are in high demand, especially if you're entering tech for the money. The second one is that tech careers are predominantly male dominated. This used to be true, and personally, I think it's still true because people actually still think that tech is just because it's called technology, it's more technical than it actually is. But nowadays, more women are venturing into tech, and I still see that women getting into tech, they still go towards this more feminine part of tech, like UI UX, technical writing, the more soft part of tech instead of there are very few coding women that I have met. I mean, I have a lot of tech friends, but there are very few in the more technical side of tech. But a lot of more women have ventured into tech recently than how it used to be before. I mean, I think it's because of the assumptions people have about tech being more technical than it actually is. I mean, tech is broad, covers a lot of areas. Another assumption that ChatGPT, that AI generated for me, is that tech careers require continuous learning and keeping up with technology advancements. Yes, tech careers require a lot of learning. Even if you are an expert, you find that um, technology keeps evolving, and like tech is a very fast-paced career. You have to stay on top of your game. You have to stay in the loop. You have to keep learning new things. I mean, I know there are still some careers that are not as fast-paced as others in tech. I mean, if you can code, you can always code. But then the apps or the software that you use to do your development might be changing. Things can be updated. You have to maybe go and read the man pages or go and read the documentation of any new app that you are meant to be using at your workplace. That is how fast paced it can be. Something that you're used to, it can become updated, and you just have to upgrade your skills in it. So for you to not be outdated in tech, you have to stay on top of recent news, recent developments, and the likes. There is another one here that their careers involve long working hours and high levels of stress. I actually think that the major assumptions that people have, or one of the assumptions that people have about tech, is that tech careers are really a bit less stressful as when compared to regular jobs. I think people have that assumption. But then I started watching all this day in my life, and okay, I mean the day in my life videos kind of cemented the view that people that tech careers are less stressful than regular jobs. But it's not exactly true for every tech field. I mean, people that code, they might be debugging more than 24 hours, or people that tend to servers. I mean, sysadmins, they might be on holiday or during the weekend and the server crashes or the system is down. They have to leave whatever they are doing. I don't There are very few jobs that are high stress like those kind of jobs, even though they get a lot of PTOs. Yes, we see you guys. That's it on everything I have on tech assumptions. What are your own personal assumptions that you have about tech careers or tech before or after venturing into tech? What has changed so far? Please let me know in the comments. I'll be reading the comments. Please like, subscribe, and share my videos. Thank you for watching again. See you in the next one.